Have you ever imagined a life where mornings begin with fresh air, birds singing, and complete peace?
A place where there's no traffic, no stress, just open fields, green trees, and a calm, simple life.
Where people don't just live next to each other, they truly know each other.
They share happiness, support each other, and live like one big family.
This is village life. Simple, natural, but deeply meaningful.
But here's the problem. When it comes to talking about village life in English, many people feel stuck.
You have so many thoughts in your mind, but you don't know how to express them.
You try to speak, but words don't come out the way you want.
And slowly, that hesitation turns into silence.
But the truth is, you don't need difficult English.
You just need the right way to express your real life, clearly and confidently.
Now imagine this. You are talking about your village in English, describing the trees, the rivers, the farms.
Talking about the people, their daily life, their traditions, naturally and confidently.
That's the power of learning real, practical English.
So if you want to speak English naturally in your daily life, this video is for you.
Because today, you're going to learn English through real village conversations.
Hi, I'm Michael. I've always lived in busy cities, but village life has always fascinated me.
And I'm Sophia. I love peaceful places, nature, and the beauty of simple living.
In this video, we'll explore village life, the farms, the trees, the rivers, and the lifestyle.
We'll also talk about how people live together, their routines, and their traditions.
You'll learn how to describe your village, talk about nature, and express your thoughts clearly.
And most importantly, how to sound natural, not like a textbook, but like real conversation.
Plus, there's one common mistake that most learners make while talking about village life.
And today, you'll learn how to fix it easily.
By the end of this video, you won't feel stuck anymore.
You'll start speaking English with confidence.
So don't just watch.
Listen carefully, repeat after us, and imagine yourself in these situations.
If you really want to improve your English step by step,
Then this channel is for you.
because here we help you speak real English for real life.
Ready?
Let's get started. You know, Sophia, sometimes I feel like life in the city is moving too fast. Everything is rushed. People, traffic, even conversations. It feels like we don't really have time to just sit and breathe.
I understand that feeling. That's exactly why village life feels so different and, honestly, so special. In a village, life doesn't feel like a race. It feels like something you actually experience, not something you chase.
That's a powerful way to say it. You experience life, not chase it. So when people say village life is peaceful, it's not just about quiet surroundings, it's about how you live your life.
Exactly. In a village, your day begins naturally. You wake up with sunlight coming through the window, maybe you hear birds outside, and for a moment, everything feels calm. There is no pressure to check your phone immediately, no urgency.
That already sounds very different from my mornings in New York. Alarms ringing, messages, notifications, everything demanding attention at the same time.
Yes, and that's the difference. In villages, mornings are not stressful, they are gentle. You can describe it like this. A village morning feels calm and refreshing, giving people a peaceful start to their day.
Let me try to build on that. A village morning feels calm and refreshing, where people wake up naturally and enjoy the quiet beauty of nature.
That's beautiful. And you see, this is how you improve your English, by expanding simple ideas into meaningful sentences.
Now I'm curious about something deeper, daily life, not just what people do, but how they feel while doing it.
That's important. In villages, people work hard, especially farmers, but their work feels connected to life. They're not just working for money, they are working with nature.
So their work has meaning?
Yes, for example, when a farmer grows crops, he sees the result of his effort directly. There is a sense of satisfaction. You can express it like this: people in villages find satisfaction in simple and meaningful work.
That's very different from city jobs where sometimes people don't even see the result of what they do.
Exactly. And that's why village life feels emotionally fulfilling.
So instead of saying they work in fields, we can say something deeper like they spend their day working close to nature, which gives them a sense of purpose.
Perfect. That's exactly the kind of English that sounds real and natural.
Let's talk about people, because I feel relationships are very different in villages.
Yes, relationships are much stronger. In villages, people don't just live near each other, they actually care about each other.
So it's more like a family environment.
Exactly. If someone is going through a difficult time, others step in to help. If there is a celebration, everyone becomes part of it. Life is shared.
That sounds very emotional and very human.
It is. You can say, village life is built on strong emotional connections and a sense of togetherness.
Let me try something. In villages, people are not isolated. They are connected through trust, support, and shared experiences.
That's a very powerful sentence, and this is how you express feelings in English.
Now I want to understand nature more deeply, because everyone talks about it, but I think we don't explain it properly.
You're right. Nature in villages is not just something you see, it's something you live with. The air is cleaner, the environment is quieter, and everything feels more alive.
So it's not just visual, it's also emotional.
Yes, for example, sitting under a tree, hearing the wind, watching the sunset, these are simple moments, but they create peace inside you.
That's beautiful. So instead of saying there are trees, we can say nature in villages creates a calm and peaceful environment that helps people feel relaxed.
Exactly. And you can go even deeper. Living close to nature allows people to slow down and appreciate small moments of life.
I like that. Appreciate small moments. That feels very real. But Sophia, let's be honest, village life isn't perfect, right?
Yes, it's important to talk about reality. Villages also have challenges. For example, access to good hospitals, schools, and modern facilities can be limited.
So we can say village life offers peace, but it also comes with limited resources.
Yes, that's a balanced sentence. And balance is important in English, not just positive, not just negative.
That makes sense, because real conversations are always balanced.
You know, Michael, I think the biggest mistake learners make is trying to use complicated English instead of meaningful English.
That's true. Sometimes simple sentences feel more powerful.
Exactly. For example, instead of saying many broken sentences like village is good, people are nice, air is clean, you can combine everything into one natural sentence. A village is a peaceful place where people live simple lives, enjoy clean air, and maintain strong relationships.
That sounds complete and natural.
Yes, because real English is about connection, connecting ideas, not just words.
I feel like this kind of conversation helps people think in English, not just translate.
Exactly. And once you start thinking in English, speaking becomes much easier and more natural.
So the goal is not perfect grammar, but clear expression.
Yes, clear, simple, and meaningful expression.
You know, the more we talk about village life, the more I feel like it's not just a place, it's a feeling.
That's true. And that's the best way to describe it. Village life is not just a place to live, it's a way of feeling calm, connected, and complete.
Michael, let me ask you something real. Do you think people in villages are actually happier, or is it just something we imagine?
I don't think it's imagination. I think happiness in villages comes from a different place. It's not based on achievements or success, it's based on daily life and small moments.
What do you mean by small moments?
Moments that don't cost anything, like sitting outside in the evening, talking to someone without checking the time, or just watching the sky change colors.
That sounds simple, but also very rare in cities.
Exactly. In cities, even when people are free, their minds are still busy. But in villages, people are mentally present in what they are doing.
So you're saying village life is more about being present.
Yes, people are not always thinking about the next thing. They are focused on the current moment, and that brings a sense of calm.
That's interesting. So instead of saying village life is slow, we can say village life allows people to live in the moment.
Perfect. That sounds much more natural and meaningful.
Let's talk about work, because many people think village life is easy.
That's actually not true. Village life is simple but not easy. People work very hard, especially in farming.
So the difference is not in effort, it's in pressure.
Exactly. In cities, people face mental pressure. In villages, people face physical work, but mentally they feel lighter.
That's a very important point. So we can say village life involves hard work but less mental stress.
Yes, and that's a very balanced way to describe it.
What about the feeling of time? I've heard people say time feels different in villages.
It does. In villages, time feels slower because life is not controlled by schedules all the time.
So people don't feel like they are always running out of time.
Exactly. You can say, in villages, people experience time more naturally rather than constantly chasing it.
That's a strong sentence. I like that. I also feel like village life teaches something important, maybe something we forget in cities.
Yes, it teaches contentment.
Contentment, meaning being satisfied with what you have.
Exactly. In villages, people may not have everything, but they are grateful for what they have.
So instead of saying they have less, we say they appreciate more.
Perfect. That's a very natural and powerful way to express it.
You know, the more we talk about village life, the more I feel like it's not just a backward life, it's just different.
Exactly. It's a different way of living, not worse, not better, just different priorities.
And maybe that's what makes it special.
Yes, because sometimes slowing down is exactly what people need.
You know, Sophia, I feel like today's conversation was not just about village life.
Yeah, it felt like we were talking about real life, real feelings, the kind of things people don't usually express.
And that's exactly the problem, right? People feel so many things, but when it comes to English, they go silent.
Yes, and that silence slowly turns into lack of confidence.
But it doesn't have to be like that.
Exactly. You don't need perfect English. You just need the courage to express your thoughts, step by step.
Because today it's village life. Tomorrow it could be your story, your dreams, your future.
And English is the bridge that connects all of that.
So don't ignore it. Start small, but stay consistent.
And we're here to help you in that journey.
But we need your support too.
If you truly feel that you're learning something from these conversations,
Then don't just watch silently.
tell us in the comments, what kind of life do you really want? Village or city?
And also, what is one thing you find difficult to say in English?
Because your answer can help us create better videos for you.
And if this video made you feel something, even a little,
Then please support us.
like this video.
Share it with your friends.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Because here, we are not just teaching English.
We're helping you find your voice.
So next time, don't stay silent.
Speak, even if it's not perfect.
Because every small step.
Takes you closer to confidence.
We'll see you in the next conversation. But until then,